Yeah. Lesson 3.3 gray page, 112A and B. Again, rational numbers. We are strictly doing the number line as a tool to label our positive or negative integers or numbers. We're going to graph the number on the number line. Their example, they identified -2 and 3/4. They recognize that the number is between -3 and -2 since it has that mixed number whole right there. And that it should be closer to the -3 integer since it's -2 and 3/4, almost having a whole 4/4. They recognize that it was on the left-hand side of the 0 since it was negative, and counting out in fourths for their number line, they put the location closest to the -3, 1, 2, 3 on that third out of 4 tick mark. Let's look at number 2. We have -1/4. So I know that it's not going to pass the -1 because it is not a whole yet. It's 1 out of the 4, and it's on the left-hand side of the 0 because it is negative. They've broken down the number line to already be split into 1, 2, 3, 4, so that I can just count and label. So 1/4 is 1 out of the 4, that first tick mark on the left-hand side of the 0. Let's look at number 3. So you recognize that the number line is no longer horizontal, but it is now vertical. It is still a -5/10, so I'm still going below the 0. I'm not going above into the positive. It's 5/10, so again, I'm going to break it down into tenths since they only have done it into the fourth. Knowing that 5 is half of the 10, I'm going to go into that middle. It's halfway point. I'm recognizing the -5/10. Look at number 4. I'm not going to do it for you, but just remember that you can, like we did with number 5, recognize that a decimal is also a fraction. If they've already broken it down into fourths, that 75 is 75 over 100. And remember, dealing with our money, it also simplifies to fourths. Okay, so use your skills. I'm going to go over number 6, 7 with you. We're going to state whether the numbers are on the same or the opposite sides of 0. So if we have a -2 and 4/10 and a +2 and 3/10, negative and a positive, those are not on the same side of 0, so we write that they are opposite. Number 7, we have a -2 and 1/5 and a -1. They're both on the negative side, so they're on the same side of 0, and we write same. Last two I'm going to go over with you is numbers 10 and 11. We're writing the opposite number, so the opposite integer of what's provided. -5 and 23/100, that becomes opposite of +5 and 23/100. +4/5 becomes a -4/5. Okay, make sure you're using that number line for your lesson today.